Hi guys! So I decided that I'm going to show you how to make my zucchini noodle stir fry. I'm using shrimp. It doesn't mean you have to use shrimp, or you can switch out any of these ingredients that I'm using, but I just thought I'd quickly show you how to do it while I'm making it. I've got my shrimp thawing right now. I'm going to use the pre-cooked shrimp so that I don't have to take the time to cook it. It's a little bit quicker. Shrimp's a great protein source. Low fat, no carb, and super high protein. So if you're not using shrimp, start using it. Just getting my veggies cut over here. I'm going to use some carrots, some snap peas, onion, green peppers, water chestnuts, and of course my zucchini for my noodles. I'm going to show you a little bit about the food scale. Not totally everything right now, just what I'm going to be using it for. So what I do then is I have my green peppers here all chopped up. I'm going to put them in the bowl on my food scale. So I put the bowl on first, turn on the food scale, so it should be at 0. On mine, you can change the units. So this is on ounces currently. I'm going to change it to grams. So put all my peppers in the bowl. You can see it's 211 grams of bell peppers, and I usually measure all my veggies cooked, but I'm not going to just individually cook everything and then measure it. So I typically then will just enter into my FitnessPal raw bell peppers and do the 210, 11 grams. A whole bag of sugar snap peas because I love them a lot. They're one of my favorite veggies. Now on here, it's really hard to see, and I think if I zoom in, it's going to get blurry. But I typically will then just scan the barcode instead of measuring out the peas, and then I just do how many servings per package. This is 2.5 servings per package. I would scan the barcode into my FitnessPal and then just put in 2.5 servings of peas. As I go, I write everything down just on a quick piece of paper, so then I can just go back when everything is cooking and enter it into my FitnessPal recipe maker. After putting my cut up carrots in there, I've got 132 grams of carrots. Now, I wanted to show you this before, but it cleared out before I could do it. A really cool feature on the food scale is it says Z/T. I'm going to be honest, I don't really even know what that stands for, but so I measured out my carrots, 132 grams, and you push that button and it's going to zero it out. I'm assuming Z means 0. So then I can continue adding things to my bowl and just adding up individually how many grams of each item I'm putting in there, so I don't have to measure everything out separately. So just a nice little trick. I did about a half an onion chopped up in there. I may actually add a little bit more peppers. We'll see depending on how many onions there are. So about 180 grams, and when it says just an odd number like that, like 178, or before I had like 113 or something, or 211, I mean, I just round up. So I'm just going to say 180 grams, because 2 grams really doesn't make a big difference. All right, before I do the zucchini, I want to show you my trick for measuring how many servings, or how to figure out serving sizes in a recipe. So you can see I have all these veggies here. I've got my zucchini I still have to spiral up, and then my shrimp. And I want to know, how do I figure out how much is a serving? So what I do is I turn on my food scale. Whatever type of cooking utensil or bowl or pan or whatever I'm going to use, I will put on the scale. We're going to change it to grams, and I'll write that number down. Oh, it's so hard to see. There we go. 1,293 grams. Okay, so just remember that. Measure the cooking utensil, cooking thing, 1,293 grams. So I have one of those Vegettis, or the veggie spiral things. I really don't know what to call them. But I love using this to make noodles or to make veggie pasta. And so you can see I spiraled up one of my zucchini already, and I kind of just pull it apart a little bit so it doesn't all stick together. I'm going to measure that out all separately too and throw that in with everything else. All right, so we're heating up the wok pan. I love wok pans, especially for stir fry, because you can fit a lot of stuff in a pan and it doesn't spill out. I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons of just regular olive oil in the pan so that stuff doesn't stick. And we're doing it at about medium to high-ish heat. Not super hot because you want the pan to get too hot. Zucchini all spiraled up. The little butt ends are hard to spiral in the spiralizer, so I just chop them up. They work great that way too, then you don't have to waste it. Just toss everything in the wok pan with my 2 tablespoons of olive oil, like I said before. and season it with some salt, pepper, and garlic powder. Pretty staple seasonings I like to use. Let it cook for 5-6 minutes or so till it's about halfway done, and then I'm going to add in the rest. Toss the shrimp in there. The nice part about getting the cooked shrimp is that you don't have to worry about it being undercooked. You just have to put it in there long enough to warm it up. And then the last thing I add is the zucchini because I don't want it to get mushy. Stir-fry sauce of choice is the orange ginger. It's really good. You can't see the label on the back, but it's only 7 carbs per 2 tablespoons, I believe. Nope, 1 tablespoon. So just add a little bit in there, measure that out, and you're good to go. The thing would be to measure the servings. So like I put my wok pan on there before, I wrote that number down, that 1298 or 1293. Right now we're looking at about 3,011 grams total. So we're just going to subtract that from the other number, subtract the total from the wok pan, and that's going to give me my total grams of zucchini noodle stir fry. From there, then I can just decide how many servings I'd like, if I want it to be a 100-gram serving, a 200-gram serving, etc. And it's really easy just to break it up and split up your servings that way rather than having to measure everything in cups. Just much, much, much easier this way. So there you have it, zucchini noodle stir fry.